My name is Johnathan Nowell. My group mates were Jayden, Bork, Johann, Rotzsche, and Johnathan Garcia. In this project, we measured, evaluated, designed, and implemented a program for a client. Before starting, we had the client fill out an informed consent and PARQ form. After that, we conducted an interview with the client. Found out that he's a 19-year-old baseball pitcher and he has no previous injuries or health problems. The reason he wants to do the program is because he wants to improve his upper body strength. More specifically, he wants to be able to throw faster and he wants to build muscle to prevent injury in the future. The first test that we put him through was the elbow range of motion test. Using a goniometer, we were able to compare the range of motion of both of his elbows to look for any lack in range of motion, especially in his pitching elbow. Both elbows had 145 degrees of motion, which is perfect. It's right where it needs to be. The reason we did this test was because pitchers undergo a lot of stress in their UCLs and their elbows, and we wanted to make sure that he had the proper, sufficient range of motion before continuing with the program. On top of this, it's good to set a baseline to see if the program can help him improve his range of motion. After this, we put him through a deltoid manual muscle test. This test was done by applying pressure to the deltoids at different angles to look for any imbalances or potential injuries. The client also did good in this test and showed no sign of injury or imbalance. This test was done because the deltoids are a crucial aspect in pitching and are crucial active synergists in a lot of the workouts that will be performed in this program. And we wanted to make sure that his deltoids were able to put up with the stress that they will go through in this program.
Now, getting into the evaluation. For the elbow range of motion test, the client had a healthy range of motion without any restrictions in his elbow mobility. This suggests that the client has adequate joint mobility and that there's no immediate concern regarding his pitching mechanics or overall performance. After doing the deltoid manual muscle test, the client was successfully able to resist external loads in the abducted arm position, and this indicates that the deltoid muscles are strong and don't have any significant muscle imbalance. However, even though the client did not display any deficiencies, it is still important to increase upper body strength, which helps to improve performance in sports and reduce the risk of injury. Some research behind this decision. There's a study that found that improving upper body strength, specifically at the shoulder and elbow regions, can significantly lead to increased pitching velocities. Another study found that participating in arm care programs that include strength training, along with flexibility and mobility, can greatly improve pitching performance and reduce the risk of injuries. So, the three main goals of the client are to improve upper body strength by increasing bench press strength by 20% in 8 weeks, improve shoulder stability by increasing the resistance of shoulder exercises by 15% in 8 weeks. And his third goal is to increase pitching speeds by 2 miles per hour by improving upper body strength in 8 weeks.
Getting started with the exercise program, we start with a warm-up, which will be band pull-aparts. This exercise will be done in 2 sets of about 15 to 20 reps with 30-second rest periods in between sets. The reasoning behind this exercise is that it activates rear delts, the middle traps, and rhomboid muscles, which prepare the shoulder for heavier pressing movements that we will get into later in the workout. This exercise will prepare the rotator cuff as well for throwing a baseball multiple times. And the next exercise is the barbell bench press, which will be done in 4 sets of 6 reps with about 90 to 120 seconds of rest. This exercise is great for building upper body strength, working muscles like the chest, shoulders, and triceps. And these muscles are important for developing the power to throw the baseball at a harder rate, a fast rate, and deceleration under such load. Exercise 3 and 4 are underhand pull-ups and seated dumbbell shoulder press. Starting with the underhand pull-ups, we are doing 4 sets of 8 with 90-second rest intervals. Our client will be working muscles like the latissimus dorsi, trapezius, rhomboids, biceps, forearms, and some core. Doing this exercise is important for throwing velocity and control of the body when making a throw in baseball. The second exercise, seated dumbbell shoulder press, is key for building that shoulder and tricep muscle, along with the trapezius muscle. It also helps with scapular elevation and thoracic extension, which are key movements when throwing. Now getting into the exercises 5 and 6, starting with 5, which is the chest supported row. Our client will be doing these in 3 sets of 12 with 60-second rest periods in between. The reasoning behind this exercise is that it helps our client with his external rotation, scapular retraction, and rotator cuff strength. It's key for decelerating the arm after a throw, preventing the risk of injury in the arm and shoulder. Exercise 6 now is the tricep dips, which will be done in 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps with 90-second rest periods, working the muscles like the triceps, chest, shoulders, which help our client have more power in the throwing movements, lowering the risk of elbow injury or tricep strains. Finishing off our program design with exercise 7, which is the barbell bicep curl. Our client will be doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 with 60 to 75-second rest periods in between. The reasoning behind this is that the biceps play a key role in elbow flexion and decelerating the arm after a throw. Strengthening the bicep along with the brachialis and brachioradialis improves the arm control and stability, reducing the risk for the most common elbow injury in baseball, like the UCL strain.
Hey, I'm Joe, and I took our client through a coaching session for the incline bench press on the Smith machine. During that coaching session, I took our client through a demonstration, execution, so the client doing the exercise and adaptation while I was giving our client some advice and tips.
The first exercise is going to be an incline bench press on the Smith machine. Smith machines are especially good for beginners because they stabilize the bar movement, so you only focus on the pushing motion. First, you just want to make sure that the bench is in a good position and it is on a 30 to 45 degree angle to better target the upper part of your chest. Here I'm kind of telling him to have full contact with his feet to the ground so his body is in a balanced and stable position. When dropping the bar down, it should be resting on your middle to upper chest. If not, adjust the bench forward or backwards till that is the case. Here I'm kind of showing him how not to have his elbows during the bench press. They should neither be too much outward nor inward. The perfect position should be a 45 degree angle from your body. Now I'm talking about grip and tell him to go a little more than shoulder width, so it kind of feels natural and it has a good feeling. Also, bringing out your chest, just gonna have your chest in a greater stretch, and arching your back slightly puts more focus on your chest and provides a little more stability. Now I kind of let him do the exercise and kind of remind him to have his feet on the ground. And here he's pushing his elbows out too much. He's almost like a 90 degrees angle. So I remind him to take those more inward in a 45 degree angle.
Yeah, this was our presentation. Those are our references, and thank you for watching.